Good. So let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. Having both feet flat on the floor, about a hip's width apart. And really, bring your attention down to the soles of the feet and just feel the sensations there. Have your knees about a hip's width apart. And your hands in your lap. So they can be in the traditional meditation mudra for our this Tibetan Buddhist tradition, which is the right hand nestled in the left with the thumbs touching. So feel also the weight of your hands in your lap, and then the weight of your pelvis and sits bones on the chair. And align your shoulders with your hips and your ears with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is a beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So imagine you're lengthening your spine. You can go to the crown of the head and just release any tension on the crown. And maybe you feel some sensation there. So if you can relax your scalp, the forehead and the eyebrows, the eyes, eyelashes, the muscles at the back of the eye and the nose and the cheeks, the area around the mouth, the tongue, the back of the tongue, the jaw, the temples, back of the head. Just put some length in your neck. So what I mean by that is just when you tip your head down just a little bit, not too much so it's down by your chin, but just to release a little bit of the tension at the base of the occipital bone. Relax your shoulders and throat and chest and belly and all of your limbs. And be aware of the sensations of the breath as you inhale and exhale. The inhale, the breath, the air is slightly cooler than when you exhale. You may notice sensations around the nose, base of the nose, tip of the nose. Then relax and release any tension around your chest cavity. And then bring your attention to your breath there. So as you inhale, the lungs and the ribs expand. Diaphragm drops down. And as you exhale, everything comes back in, everything's contracting, and the diaphragm just pushes up. Release any tension in your belly. You might feel the rising and the falling of the abdomen. You might notice that. So you can focus on that area as well. But when you're meditating, I would just maybe stick to one. Then be aware of any sound distractions, disruptions in your environment. Just allowing all of the sound to be there. Trying not to investigate with the mind. And, just see what's going on in your mind this morning. Just allowing all the thoughts to arise and abide. And then just let them dissolve. Trying not to follow the thoughts. Then bringing to mind all the people of your life, your loved ones, strangers, the ones you don't particularly like. Remembering they're all equal. They all want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. They all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So just thinking again of your motivation. And then also maybe think, what was your intention when you turned up this morning, when you got online? Well, I guess that's what you intended to come and do meditation. Maybe there's a broader picture than that as well. So just see what that might be for you. And the motivation could be you want to be a benefit to all the sentient beings. This is a brief practice to contemplate the dissolution process at the time of your death. So death doesn't happen suddenly. It might appear to happen suddenly, like in a car accident or something, or someone drops dead through a heart event or something like that. But the process is still the same, whether it appears to happen quickly or not. So the first thing that begins to, the first process, the first thing to start the process is the earth element. And I guess it's a gradual process. It's probably not an initial starting point. But there does come a point, I guess, is in the body where you're going one direction or the other. Back towards health or back towards dissolution. So you start with the earth. So what is the earth element? What are the physical components of your body? So we have bones and organs and connective tissue. We have cells. So imagine everything dissolving. Imagine all your bones dissolving, your organs dissolving. All the cells begin to shrink and they slow down. Usually they're continually in motion. Coming to stillness. Earth. And the internal sign that will appear to you when your earth element is dissolving is the appearance of mirages. So the earth element is dissolving into the water element. So what is water? Water is all the fluids in our body. The blood, the lymph, the cerebral spinal fluid, your saliva, the urine. All of this continuously moving. So imagine all of that water fluid movement slowing down and coming to stillness. Water. And the internal sign that will appear to you after the water element has dissolved is this appearance of smoke. So these are almost like, not signposts, but marks on the path, little signs on the path. So smoke. So water is dissolving into the fire element. So fire. So what's fire? Fire is the warmth in the body. The heart and the blood are continuously moving. The blood is constantly generating warmth and distributing it throughout the body. So imagine the warmth is beginning to dissipate and becoming cold, becoming still. Fire. And the internal sign is the appearance of fireflies or sparks within smoke. And fire dissolves into air. So what's air? in our body. The air is the respiration. The air and respiration and breath. And our breath begins to get shallow and then stops. There is no more movement of air through the nose or lungs. Oxygen will no longer be delivered to every cell in the body. Imagine slowing the breath down into stillness. Air. And the internal sign of air, the air dissolving, is the appearance of a sputtering candle about to go out. So in terms of the medical profession, this is where you're declared as deceased, but there's still more happening. So this is why when you have your advance directive, be very good to have somebody on there who understands about the subtle body, particularly if you're practicing Buddhist. Really for anyone, actually. So then the fifth element is consciousness. The subtle mind that exists below the conscious level dissolves. So you're without subtle thoughts or concepts. So the gross and subtle levels of consciousness have now dissolved into stillness. Consciousness. And the internal sign is clear white light, as brilliant as freshly fallen snow glistening in the sun. This is not to be confused with when they talk about the clear light. This is an internal sign. So in this shorter meditation on the dissolution processes, this is where we, I don't go any further than this in this one. We can do the full dissolution process at another time. So basically what happens is now, out of compassion and care for others, you regenerate the energy of the earth, the water, the fire, the air, and the consciousness elements, and propel all of the components of the human being back into shape, form, and energy. So you imagine all the elements are dissolved and re-energized out of compassion for others. So if you do this meditation regularly, you will develop an appreciation of the impermanent nature of things. Impermanence. You will appreciate the transient nature of our life. Biologically, cells die and are regenerated. Neurons are firing and stop firing. Thoughts arise and dissolve. So appreciating impermanence is actually quite empowering. So it means that anything that you use to identify yourself changes momentarily. Earth, fire, earth, water, fire, air, consciousness, and physical and non-physical are just momentary fluctuations. The self we project onto, that is a choice. And if that is a choice, if that is our choice, then there is more freedom. That is freedom. Appreciating impermanence is freedom. Understanding that your mind can change, your body will change, is freedom. So when we get trapped in these fixed ideas, we're stuck in them. Everyone just relax and let's just dedicate any merit, any positive energy, any insights that you may have had this morning to all those people of our life and by extension, all the sentient beings. All right, everyone. Thank you, Mary, for hosting. Thank you, Lou, for the inspiration to do this meditation this morning. And give our love to Coral, okay? All right, you guys, I'll see some of you this evening. Okay, thank you so much.